Welcome everyone to our X39 stem cell activation testimonial call. I'm Dr. Stacy Holweger, and I am so excited to be co-host tonight with the fabulous, beautiful Suzanne out in California.
Hey,
you didn't hear we are covering coast to coast. I'm in Florida and she's in California. We've got everybody in between covered. And if you're joining us internationally, welcome. So we are so excited you're all here tonight. We have 150 of you on here right now, and there's still a lot in the waiting room coming in. So we have a great set of testimonials for you. I know you guys are so excited to hear from Dr. Stan Gravely and his wife, Jody. But before we get started, I want to just give you a little disclaimer. LifeWave and any of its patches do not diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness. Please consult with your physician if you are pregnant, nursing, or on any medications. And with that is our disclaimer. I want to introduce to you, that is our simple disclaimer. Check with your physician. I want to introduce to you Dr. Stan Gravely, and he sent me his bio, so I want to share this with you guys, just so you know a little bit about him before we get into the testimonial. Because every time that someone asks me what type of doctor I am, of course, people want to know. And when we interview other doctors, people want to know what type of doctor is this. And I know all of you are into all different types of holistic health and wellness and healing. So you'll be so excited to hear Dr. Stan. So he is a life science practitioner who assists people to reach their full potential in life. He was trained in several Bible colleges and earned 2 Bible diplomas. He earned a Bachelor of Theology and a Master's and a PhD in counseling. He's also a certified human behavior consultant, a certified vitalist in natural healing, Hallelujah Acres health minister, and a certified life science practitioner. Dr. Gravely is married to Jody, his beautiful wife here since 1979. She's a musician, a teacher, and presently assists people financially and physically in their own health and nutrition business. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. So with that, thank you both so much for being on here tonight. I know you've been with LifeWave a short period of time, really in the retrospect of the fact that the company is 17 years old. But what I'd like to do tonight, let's start with you, Dr. Stan, if you don't mind. I would like for you to share, a little bit about your background with your own self, your health, and what you kind of like what you shared with us on Saturday a little bit, right? That was fabulous. Sure. And then share with us your, how you found out about LifeWave and how long you've been using the X39 stem cell activation patch, and then what's happened with you since, because some pretty amazing things have happened.
They really have. It was pretty exciting, some of the things we're going to be sharing with you this evening. But, our health and wellness journey began about 30 years ago. And just a quick synopsis, both of us were eating the traditional sad American diet and suffering from the traditional sicknesses and diseases, nothing life-threatening, but I used to get all the colds, the flus, I get spring allergies, the fall allergies, I would get bronchitis once a year, tonsillitis, I had hemorrhoids, I was 50 plus pounds overweight, and had a friend of ours introduce me to the Hallelujah Acres ministry. And we began our health journey, and we changed our lifestyle. And within just about really 6 weeks to 90 days, every symptom, Jody's IBS, her used to have terrible menstrual cycles with cysts in her lymphatic system. We recovered from a lot of those things. And as the years went by, we continued in and we experimented with this and that because I'm a seeker, I'm a searcher, love to investigate. And so, I guinea pig myself on many modalities. And I know that probably many of y'all have done the very same thing. But we semi-retired in the previous project, moved to the beach and was there just living it up, the beach life. We were having a good time, family coming in, friends coming in, business partners coming in. And we had access to free concerts and free access to all the entertainment that Myrtle Beach could offer. and I started gaining weight. I started eating too much, drinking too much, and because that was just what you do when you live at the beach. I was on a 5-year vacation, so to speak, and it finally started to catch up with me. Went to the doctor. My triglycerides were high, my blood sugar was high, my blood pressure was high, my cholesterol was high, my weight was high. And I knew better because I knew what to do. I taught other people what to do, but I hadn't been doing it myself. Maybe none of y'all have ever fallen into that category before, but I did it, and I hired a personal trainer and to hold me accountable. I needed someone to make me accountable. So a very famous Miss Universe Bikini 2007, Marcia Prince, coached me. Then Jody decided she wanted to jump in. Then she decided to challenge us to a IFBB weight, I guess, what would you call it, fitness challenge. I can show you the pictures on the wall. We ended up both being challenged to do it. Jody jumped in and we won first place in our age categories. Me in the bodybuilding contest and Jody in the bikini contest,
At age 59.
Age 59. So we smoked it up. But you know what? All my numbers went down in 6 months because I knew what I was doing, but my blood pressure. And so for the last really 3 years, I've been trying to treat myself. I mean, the doctors, I'd go to the doctor, but I refused to go on medication, my choice, and was using different things, but I just never could get the blood pressure under control. Well, we had a couple of people reach out to us about this crazy patch thing. And I just kind of, I've been studying telomeres and longevity, the blue zones. And, and really, I felt like I had a lot of good information on how, to prevent, sickness and disease. But that blood pressure thing was still hanging over my head. Well, finally, Jody was talking to a friend of ours that we had stayed in touch with in a previous project. And basically, Jody had been, I'll let her talk about some of the things she'd done, but she had had some carpal tunnel arthritic conditions in her hands. So she went and got the patches and she tried them. She thought she got some good results. So we just said, well, let's just try these things. And I told her, I said, if these things can help me with my blood pressure, I said, I'll be all in. And so we finally ordered us a silver pack, and she got a silver pack, and then I ended up getting a gold pack, and she ended up upgrading, and we started patching away, so to speak. Well, on about the second week, my blood pressure had dropped 20 points. And I was really excited. I was like, this is pretty good. I'm a believer, but then on the third week, and I've got my little blood pressure thing here in my office, I checked my blood pressure and it went down 30 points in basically 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which, I was in basically stage 2 of hypertension and, getting ready to go into stage 3 and really couldn't understand what was going on. And the only thing I could attest, is what I just abused myself with the beach life and damaged my heart, I guess, and everything else. And that was the last thing to recuperate. But we didn't change anything in our lifestyle. Jody and I have a very strict, we're very, whole food, plant food based type of lifestyle. We don't cheat. We go through the holidays. We don't give in to temptations and succumb to that kind of stuff, So the only thing that I changed was using the patch, and it was just amazing for me. I mean, to me, it's I'm sure it saved my life to a certain degree, because if I kept going in the direction I was going, eventually I would have had some health problems. But I was determined to fix it without drugs, and this was the answer. Then, of course, while during the 3-week period, not changing anything else, of course, we started sleeping better through the night. I wasn't snoring as much as I used to. Jody says, I don't know about that, but that was worth a patch. To have somebody not snore next door to you at night. And I've had some in a pretty bad car accident years ago, and had 2 major surgeries on my shoulder, reconstructive surgeries. And occasionally I wake up and have pain in that shoulder, and usually, I have to exercise it, and keep the arthritis and the bursitis out of it. But if you overdo it, you can hurt yourself. If you underdo it, you can hurt yourself. So occasionally you would do that. So I woke up that day, patched it, and within 4 hours, which usually took me about 2 days to work the pain out, it was gone in 4 hours or less. So I was really excited about that. But the last thing, that was really crazy was, I was jumping on the scales, just to see if I lost weight, because Jody can tell you a little bit about her weight loss with using the patch. But, what was exciting for me was I noticed I had lost some weight, but then all of a sudden, I still work out. I don't use real heavy weights. I don't use anything but 10 and really just 10 and 12 pound weights. I rebound and do a lot of resistance, but all of a sudden I noticed I was starting to get back into that defined shape that I was getting close to when I was working out. Jody was saying, "Hey, your abs are starting to pop again." And, because I had a pretty awesome 8-pack when I was competing. So I might just have to go back and at least get a 6-pack. Maybe I'll do that. But anyway, what was so fun about it, was that I had this pair of pants that I hadn't worn in years that I started wearing when I was in the competition. And it was a 32 slim athletic cut blue jeans, and now I wore them every day last week because I was just so proud of myself. So it's been a lot of fun, to see just we don't have to change anything in our lifestyle because we have a very healthy lifestyle. We exercise, I drink the water. I don't have to worry about those things. The patch is the only thing that I have done different that's changed our lives, and we're just, now we're in about the 4th or 5th week. I can't wait to see what's going to happen, 60, 90 days from now.
Yes. Wow. Dr. Stan, man. That is absolutely amazing. I am so excited for you. Wow. I mean, A to Z, all of it covered right there. Thank you so much for sharing all that. I know everybody was super excited to hear from you and, having that healthy background, right? And knowing, even though when you make mistakes and you fall off the wagon and jump back on, but wonderful to hear that the only thing you did different was add the patch. You had the foundation there. You were doing all the things. And then you add this one little round Band-Aid in that Suzanne's going to tell you about here in a little bit. And then all of a sudden, so much change. Thank you so much for sharing. We can't wait to have you back on in the next 60 to 90 days and hear what else has changed with you. You may be in that competition at that point in time, right?
I'll get my 6-pack back by then.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Jody. We want to hear from you too, because man, I know that the things that you have struggled with, a lot of people are struggling with those right now. So if you could share with us, a little bit about where you were before. Obviously, we know now you're 4 or 5 weeks into the patch, right. But share with us, what's happened for you in your life, in your health.
Well, I own a cleaning business, and if I got to work, hopefully that won't be the case in another year or two. But if I have to work, I really enjoy that, and the money's good, and I have some great clients. But it's hard on your body, so that's my exercise I get every day. But gosh, maybe a year and a half ago, I really started to struggle with inflammation in my hands and tingling in my hands and in my arm. And at night, my arm would just start aching in the middle of the night and wake me up. And so finally, I don't know, 9 months ago or so, I'm like, you know what? I think I have carpal tunnel. And I'm not one to go to the doctor either, just the way we are. And there's my kitty. And so I did go to a physical therapist that a friend of mine recommended to me. And, he worked on me from my fingertips all the way to my neck and all that kind of stuff. And it would help for a little while, but then I'd have to go back in 2 weeks. And, that's not cheap. But at night, I'm sleeping in these. If anybody's got carpal tunnel or ever had it, and this is for my right hand, and it's bigger and it's more supportive. And if I would wear the smaller one on my right hand, it didn't help. It wasn't enough support. And so, back in November, I guess, I'm talking to a friend of mine who uses the patch, Alethea Waters, and she was telling me the results she had had. And I'm like, you think it would help me with my carpal tunnel? She's like, sure, let me send you a few. And, so she sent me a few. I thought it helped, and we decided to go ahead and do it. And I noticed the very first night that I started, once we got our kits, I did have my braces on, but it was the first night probably in a couple of weeks that my hands didn't wake me up like right away. And then I don't know, about a week in, I wasn't thinking, and I was able to hoist bags over my shoulder. So, when you lift a bag, like those soft grocery store bags, we live on the 3rd floor. And so I'm constantly putting 3 or 4 of those on my shoulders and coming up the steps because I don't like to make but one trip. But I could never hoist them over my shoulder with either hand because it killed my thumbs and my hand. So I'd have to take 2 hands and try to slide it up. And after about a week of patching, I grabbed the bags one day and threw them up over my shoulder. And it was like an aha moment. I'm like, I just want to drop the bags and look at my hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's progress. And I've had arthritis in this thumb probably for 10 years. And I couldn't do this without pain. And now I can do this. And about, I don't know, 3 weeks in, I was telling Stacy, it was just so much better. And the last 4 or 5 nights, I have slept with nothing on my hands, which has been wonderful because, these things will keep you awake.
They sure will.
I'm a very light sleeper. And so, they'll keep me awake. And, we've been married 43 years almost, but, we still like to sleep close. And he would reach over and grab those big things. He's like, oh, that's so sexy. And I was just like, kiss my honey. I can't help it. It keeps my hands.
But the bedroom's so much better without gloves and snoring.
You got the whole situation there is just improved greatly.
But I've been sleeping better, having better energy when I work. Just loving the results. And I would say my hands, in the past couple of days, really like 80% better. I said 50% the first 2 weeks, 75% at 3 weeks. And now it's been maybe 4 weeks or 5 weeks today. It's like 80% better. Still have a little bit of inflammation, but I can't wait, like Stan, to see 60, 90, 6 months down the road. I expect, that pain and healing to be totally there and be gone, the pain be gone.
And you lost weight.
And I have lost weight. I mean, everybody looks at me like, oh, you're so tiny anyway. But, I've last few years weighed about 10 or 15 pounds more than I have most all my life. We're both 63. And I don't know, like the pounds have just been coming off and I'm not as hungry and haven't done anything different.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how amazing. I'm so excited for you. So many people live in pain, chronic pain, and with your hands, you do everything. Yeah. So that is just so exciting for you. Wow. So X39, somebody asked which patches. They've been using the X39 stem cell activation patch. Absolutely. So I am so happy for the both of you for your combined progress that you have together, and then also individually. Is huge. It's really exciting for you guys, and knowing that compound effect you're already seeing. You're already seeing the results of day after day, week after week consistency. And so I know that's going to get exponential for you. And we have the clinical studies to prove that, which is what Suzanne is going to share with you guys here in just a second. The science and technology of how this patch works, how do you apply it, and how you can get it. So thank you so much, Dr. Stan and Jody, for being on here tonight. I appreciate both of you. Love you to pieces. And I'm looking forward to interviewing you again in the next 60 to 90 days.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, Suzanne, please share with us, how is this even possible? What is taking place? And how do these people get it? We have 250 people on here tonight.
Yes, I think we even have more. It happened, 250, it did. It went to 250. That's great. Isn't that exciting? So now let's talk about this technology, which can produce these results, which we've heard from both of our guests tonight. The stem cell activation patch is to be worn 12 hours on to activate and 12 hours off to repair. You can use more than one, and some of our clients do. but you simply peel the back of the patch and then place it in an area of concern. Or if our material gives you two different places that you can put it, at the back of the neck or below the belly button. The stem cell activation patch is made of organic amino acid crystals. And that would be, when it's applied to the skin, it's activated by the heat of your body. And it's a form of far infrared light. Many times we've heard of this light and seen it in night maneuvers and seen it coming off the body. We can sense this heat. This reflects back a light wave that elevates GHK-Cu copper peptide, which is a form, and it is a proven peptide. And this is what it does. It's proven to activate your stem cells, to produce more stem cells, and to reset your stem cells to a younger, healthier stage. Well, that's pretty incredible, I think. And we all want those. It isn't even a choice of which one of those we want. We want them all. When you put activated stem cells on old tissue, you turn that tissue into young, youthful tissue again. By age 35, we have lost 50% of our stem cell activation. And by 65, we have lost almost all of that activity. So when we reactivate our body with these younger, pluripotent stem cells, they go to what the body needs. Now, we use that word pluripotent, but it is a stem cell that can form into whatever is needed by the body. Isn't that cool? Our bodies are so incredible that it knows what to do when given this. So some people experience results within 7 days. As you heard today, you've heard people do that. And many of our clients come back and they find they're so amazed at what's happened. But most, I would say, experience something within 30 days. And they can see that there's an activation of these stem cells and it's working for them. Now, we recommend that you are on them for 90 days. That's cellular regeneration. And I recommend that for all of my clients, because when you are on this stem cell activation patch for 90 days, you get a variance. There's a multitude of things that can happen. And we won't give the testimonies of others, although we have at least a couple hundred testimonies on our website that you can look at. And they are outstanding of what people have experienced in that time frame. But most people will tell us better sleep. I think that's probably the first thing that we hear. And then they talk about a youthful look, the happiness. If you look at the people that are on the podcast tonight, I like to look at them when they come on. You will see a bunch of happy people. We are just happy, right, Dr. Stacy? We are happy to be able to do that. And Paulette's holding that up and smiling. And there's a lot of happy people. Well, when we look at these advantages of hair growth and wound repair, and I've just recently seen that. I've had that experience with a couple of people who have had and needed wound repair. And the quick and fast way that this repairs is really astronomical. And I think of all the years that I've been doing wellness, I don't think that I've ever seen anything that works so progressively as this does. And we're so excited to be able to share it. Now, how would you get this? Because I'm sure that after you've heard these testimonies and you've heard of what we're telling you about, and you're like, okay, well, tell me how to get it. And so there's two ways that we can get it. Number one, we have a very great customer program, and it's generous. And you can get activated the stem cell patches as well as other patches that might go along, but it gives you that guarantee that you're going to be able to find out more about the patches and where they can help you the most. So that's a great program. And there's a lot of people that like that, and they get their patches every month. It's just on a continual cycle, and they aren't concerned about remembering to order them because they come. And that's one way. Now, most of my clients will do the 3-month silver package. It's 3 months. So if you're sharing it with someone, you can share it, or you can have them all for yourself. And with that, that gives you a variance. In that variance time, you'll be able to see, what are these doing for me? And I guarantee you that if you are really regimented about keeping track of what improvements you have in your body, you will definitely have results. Now, we can't promise any results, and that's just not what we do here. But we can encourage you to look at the testimonies that you've heard tonight and then consider, what would that be for me? Or even more, what could I do? Who could I help? It seems like most of the people on this call are attracted to LifeWave because they really want to help someone. I know that's my main thrust in life. I want to see what I can do to help them be better. And if you have that time when you can watch and see the growth and the improvement, how great that is to be able to help people live a happier, healthier life. And there's probably not been a time in my life or in history that I can remember that our world needs it more. And one of the things that I experienced from the patches is a happiness. I've had people that come and say, wow, I just don't seem to be disagreeing with other people, and I'm happier, and I want to express that. So that's a great thing to do. And you'll notice that in our group, most people smiling, like I mentioned, and there's a revival to that. And we certainly do need that. We are so fortunate to be able to experience these, and we thank David Schmidt, who was the creator of this technology, because he worked tirelessly to be able to see how he could create this for us. And hearing him speak, I was impressed when he tells us that it is a gift to be able to work with us and to work on this technology and give it to others so that they might find this regeneration, which we all can have. And when we stay committed to using the patches every day. Dr. Stacy, that's what I have to say. And do you have anything that you want to add? I know we have 1 or 2 minutes left.
Yes, thank you so much, Suzanne. That was a wonderful explanation. I really appreciate that. I'm just kind of looking in the chat and people are asking a few questions. So just to clarify, they were asking about the different ways to purchase the packs. I think we have a lot of guests on here tonight. So you can purchase retail. It's $150 for a month's supply of the X39 stem cell activation patch. Nobody really picks that option because you do have the option to purchase one of the 2 preferred customer wholesale packs, like Suzanne had mentioned. And so the preferred customer is a $19.95 fee, a one-time fee, and you are set up on an auto ship of the X39 stem cell activation patch for $99 a month for the next 6 months. And so like Suzanne said, that reoccurring order, so it comes in every month, you know that you'll have it, it's shipped, it's ready to go. So you'll never run out of your X39. And we do know studies show that exponential use of the X39 is significant for the heart and for all the tissues, the liver, the kidneys, the brain, all of that, right? And we have clinical studies that show that. So you can go to startx39.com and you can see the clinical studies that show the effectiveness of using this patch and the exponential, basically the effects that are happening in the body, right? The exponential results from that compound effect of using them. But the other pack that Suzanne mentioned, and someone's asking the silver pack, what's the silver pack? So the silver pack is our wholesale pack. There's no sign-up fee with that pack, and you can get it for $2.99. It's 3 sleeves of the X39, so 3-month supply. You have one for yourself, one for maybe a spouse or a family member, and then one to share. Because obviously, just like you heard Jody say, Alicia shared with her a few patches for her to try, and she saw some results within just the first several days. So you can get that silver pack for $2.99. It's a wholesale account. And you have the flexibility, of course, to set yourself up on that auto ship. So you have your X39 coming in the following month. You never want to go without that, right? But those are our options to purchase. You can get back with a person that invited you. They can help you get set up with whichever option works best for you. We do have a very incredible business opportunity attached to this. Obviously, the person that invited you is more than likely a distributor with this company. They've decided to not only share with their immediate friends and family, but to help make a big impact, like Suzanne was talking about, for the greater good of humanity, for helping to spread this word across the globe, for a patch, a simple little round little Band-Aid that could improve the quality of people's lives. And that's what this patch is doing. That's what LifeWave is doing. And we're in huge momentum right now. So if you're interested in jumping on board to earn some residual income, some extra income, working from home, working from your phone, working anywhere you are, and this time right now, you can be right here, right now. This is work. This is business, and we can help you grow a business together and help you earn that additional income for your family while you're getting healthy. So please know that we are in massive momentum right now in our company. This patch has only been out for the last 3 years, and it's being spread right here, word of mouth, right? And we are the fastest growing company organization in the entire company. So what we're doing with gifting and sharing and following up and inviting people to these podcasts is really helping change so many people's lives all over the planet. So with that, I do want to make a couple announcements. First off, we are here every single night, Monday through Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, depending on which coast you're on, right? And anywhere in between. And we do that Monday through Thursday. And then on Saturdays, we have a different training every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that varies from week to week, depending. Like last week, we had Dr. Harmon on doing the doctor's call, talking about glutathione and gut health. But this Saturday is NOVA, N-O-V-A, Radical Change Nova. You are going to hear from different people all over the country, all over the world, sharing with you information about LifeWave, but you're going to hear from David Schmidt. You're going to hear hours of information from David Schmidt. He's going to share lots of product knowledge with you. He's going to share announcements with you. Lots of great information is going to be shared on Saturday. I'm excited myself. And I believe Juliana, Peter's got a couple people, Amy and Bob, we're all going to be on Nova on Saturday as well too. Tomorrow is the last day to register for Nova. Deadline is 4 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you get registered. If you didn't get an email from LifeWave, if you're not yet a customer or a distributor in the company, get with the person that invited you. They can send you the link so you can get registered for Nova. It is a virtual conference. It is a global virtual conference. And so you'll be able to tune in from your computer or from your phone, wherever you are. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, Dr. Stan and Jody. Appreciate you both so much. Thank you, Suzanne and Peter, for letting me jump in on your patching podcast tonight with the 250 plus guests we had here. That's appreciate all of you. See you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Kathleen and Wendy will be interviewing 2 new people tomorrow evening. Bye, everyone.